Who wants to play charades? Good. I am going to make some gestures, and all you need to do is to say right out loud what you think that I am trying to say without words. Okay? Ready? What am I saying? I don't know. How about this? I'm surprised. How about this? It was this big. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. Body language says it all. Almost. Words are important, of course. In the beginning was the Word, and where would we be without words? But when words are expressed with body language, we communicate at a deeper level. We dance with words. There are 3 categories of body language: facial expression, gestures, and whole body movement. Facial expressions are a key to understanding the real meaning beneath the message. For instance, if I say, I am so sad that you fell in the mud and got all dirty. What do you think I really meant? We have 2 opposing ideas. And often what we see is closer to the truth than what we hear. How about this? I'm so excited about being with you tonight. Do you believe me? Versus, I am so excited about being with you tonight. Now, do you believe me? Because you see, eye contact gives the impression of personal connection with everyone in the audience. Maybe that's because the eyes are the windows of the soul, and at a very deep level, all souls are connected. Who knows? Let's say you hear this. Your car has been worked on, and it's safe for you to drive. Do you feel comfortable about that? Versus, your car has been worked on, and it is safe for you to drive. Now do you feel comfortable? Avoiding eye contact may be a sign of dishonesty. It could be disinterest. Sometimes it's just insincerity. Like, oh yeah, that was a really good speech. We use all kinds of gestures to get the idea across. And there are 3 types of gestures. There's the conventional, the descriptive, and the emotional. If I do this, do you know what I mean? Stop. That's pretty conventional. Most people would understand that. What if I say, do you know what that is? That's approval. That's emotional. How about this? That's determination. Another emotional one. If I've been talking about doing the laundry and I hold my arms like this, what do you think I'm describing? Maybe a basket of clothes that need to be folded? Or this. That's a telephone, right? That's descriptive, and by now that's conventional. Mostly we use our hands and arms to make gestures. The idea is to get the idea across in the best way possible. And we use our whole bodies. If I stand like this, balanced on 2 feet, that stance says I am confident and in control. Using your whole body. On the other hand, if I stand like this and talk and on and on and on and never move at all, you might fall asleep. So Toastmaster suggests that we move around a little bit. Motion catches the attention. Have you ever noticed that Steve Jobs would pace across the stage because he had to keep the attention of hundreds of people? And he did it well. There are some kinds of motion that you do not want to do. You don't want to be jiggling with your jewelry or your glasses because that's just distracting. I know that at some point in my life I was taught that it was impolite to talk with your hands and that when you give a speech you really should stand still. But times change, cultures change. In some cultures, by the way, it is considered impolite to look certain people straight in the eye. It's a sign of respect to keep your eyes down. If you're in the presence of the King of Siam, you really should keep your gaze down because he's so important. And that's respectful in their culture. So we use our common sense. We want to make a personal contact with the audience. I was encouraged to move around in my CC speeches. That was one of the suggestions I got very frequently. So now when I want to make a new point, I will move to a different spot. And that's a form of punctuating. Here's a new paragraph. Move over here. Now this is another idea. So I try to use it with a definite, for a good reason. That's forward, this is receding. It's sign language. Body language, you could say. And we get good at it with practice. No, when you were learning to dance, maybe you learned to do or have learned to do the square step and you go da, 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 da. And when you do it, it's really kind of awkward in the beginning. But after a while, it gets so it flows naturally. And every dancing school has a wall of mirrors in it because that is a good way to practice. I also like to give my speeches. I, of course, practice in front of a mirror first. And I like to share the ideas with friends. If you have a mentor or a friend who will listen to your ideas, tell them. Just say what you're going to talk about. And then present the whole speech, beginning to end. See what they say. What kind of advice do they have for you? After I get the speech so that I'm sure that it's going to fit into the time, these frankly rather rigid time slots, I then record it on my Mac. And so it is then ready to find a place and time to share it. So in conclusion, dance with your words, using facial expression, gestures, and whole body movement. Body language is a key to unlocking the soul. So, let's dance.